Local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. We appreciate you listening, watching, and whatever it is else that you're doing with us, because sometimes you don't have time to see the show or you're working or something. So you come home and then there it is on YouTube, just waiting for you. And so never fear that you miss our show that you do. Except if I'm not here, he just keeps playing, the best of. Isn't that what you do? You play the best of Cindy Cochran Show?
I do whatever I want. Arbor Day, every day.
It's Arbor Day every day. Well, one day after Labor Day, and I hope no one was out there laboring, I was sleeping. What did you do, George?
I cooked. I got blisters all over my hands.
From cooking?
Well, just everything. I don't know. Sometimes when you wake up, I always wonder if I sleepwalk. Because I looked at my feet this morning, and I had blisters about the size of like a silver dollar. And then on
the bottom of your feet?
Bottom of my feet. And so I was like, what was I walking on? Like coals? And then what I realized probably what I did was we were swimming. I swam almost every day. And I was wearing thong sandals. And I was getting out of the pool, checking stuff,
So you weren't on the pool floor?
No, I think I was just walking around, but my feet were wet 90% of the time.
Well, you probably have that kind of concrete that is rough to walk on.
But in between my toes, it's like solid. Like it was bleeding this morning. I was like, what am I doing with my life, man?
Man.
So it was kind of fun. I mean, it was
as long as it's not a diabetic ulcer, then that's good.
No, I'm airing it out. I'm wearing my comfy shoes today.
Oh, you are? Okay. Yeah. That's what's so cool about sitting behind a desk. You wear whatever you want to.
Yeah.
From the bottom down.
No.
You could just wear jeans. That was like a big deal when the news anchors realized, you know what?
You can wear whatever underneath.
I can wear whatever I want to. And if there's a fire and I have to stand up, they may be embarrassing, but I can wear whatever I want to. Because they hated having to dress in suits. But it was a big liberation day for them for that. But anyway, so that's what I was wondering, how people would celebrate Labor Day except just a holiday to be together and they cook and that kind of stuff or go to the show or whatever. But if you I mean, you're not supposed to work, right? That would be the celebration as you honor yourself for all the hard work you do.
Okay.
Every day.
I don't really know. I haven't paid attention to holidays like that.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. But you took off yesterday, right?
Well, we didn't have any shows scheduled.
Oh, you didn't have any. Did you cancel any of the shows?
No.
Okay. But don't you record on Monday?
Yeah, they just didn't have anyone scheduled.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Well,
good.
That's great. I'm so happy. Now, let's talk about
so you just slept the whole time? Are you still addicted to those drugs, or what are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm not addicted to the drugs. I was just sleeping. I mean, I just slept. It was so fun, but because I thought Monday was Tuesday.
Oh, one of those days, huh?
And I started
came to the studio and
I started getting ready, and I was, walking around going like, okay, I only have 30 more minutes. Okay, let's see. If I left at such time, and then today I was ready, and but Cindy, we had to take her friend home, and so they were a little late in getting in the car, and so here I am.
Here you are.
Yes. And I told Cindy, I will drive. She said, why? So you can speed? I went, no, that's not it at all. I was just going to, so I can get there quicker. That's all. But I was just white knuckling that steering wheel, and I kept asking her because she was tracking me on her phone. I said, and how many minutes now does it say? She said, it's 11 minutes before the show's supposed to start. I went, oh, okay. I said, well, I guess.
Is that why you said you were going to be late today?
Huh?
Is that why you said you were going to be late today?
Because of.
I don't know why.
Because they needed to go with me.
Yeah.
And so I needed to take them someplace, so they had to.
When you weren't late, but you tried to come in anyway, even though we had a live show. Everyone thinks they own the place.
No, I didn't try to come. No, but so we're almost. I've turned onto 105 and I said, okay, how many minutes now? And she said, well, what are you worried about? It's just 148. And I went 148, and I had like anxiety. Try to put the anxiety down, drop your shoulders, and all that to try and say I'm going to be here early.
For you.
And then I walk in and I went, he's still on that show. So what time do you leave that show, the vet show?
Usually it ends at 2:00, like right before 2, 5 till 2.
5 till 2. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought about telling Cindy, all right, tell him to go ahead and play the Chris commercial. I said, I'm just going to tell him you're going to be a little bit late. And she said, I'll just text that. I'm not going to get a long story about what he could do and tell him what to do. I said, well, he thinks it's me texting him, not you. It's my phone. So I was hoping
So I should start texting that person, Cindy, the other Cindy, and be like,
no, that was, she was texting off
did
of
you
my
bring
phone.
the money?
Yeah. You got the drugs? I ain't got no more drugs. Come on. What are we doing here?
Oh, man.
I saw so many good movies the other day because I didn't want to get up and reach for the other remote. So I said, I'm just going to watch these movies.
I'm stuck in this cycle.
And it's like a marathon of all these movies that were in the 60s. 60s was a bad production year or century.
Was
decade.
It? Not really.
The 60s was well, think about it. They were trying to keep things classy with black and white, and they could have color, and the color wasn't right yet.
Yeah.
So
nothing wrong with it.
I know, but it's still an acting. Boy, talk about over actors in the 60s. But a lot of it was trying to do the teenagers things and bring that in. I remember they would do it, and there's one movie called Reefers, and I didn't know what reefer was.
Sure you didn't.
No, I didn't, and I went, reefer. Is this a scary movie? There's something called Reefer, and so went there and they're all smoking, and I went, oh, this is about don't smoke. Oh, that's it. That's what it was about. But they were trying to teach the teenagers through the movies about what not to do and
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness.
Yeah, it's a well-known propaganda movie.
Did you ever see it?
I want to say I saw like clips of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they played that in the school auditorium, it's something. Can you imagine what that would be like? They'd be laughing.
It'd probably get me curious about what reefer is.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it does.
Looked
to
like
you?
they were all having a good time.
Yeah.
Sure. No, that's what's so bad. Trying to legalize weed, and there's with no guardrails on it or anything like that. They could make it as strong as they wanted to, or not.
Yeah,
not
whatever. They do the same thing with alcohol.
Well, when they did alcohol, and they were making it in their bathtubs, I guess they sat down and said, people are making alcohol and selling it and making it in their bathtubs.
Yeah.
It's not very sanitary. So how about we just go ahead and make it legal, and we can, we can watch it. We'll put restraints on all that. Never did it. They never did. It was, but in the 60s.
There are restraints on it. What are you talking about?
No, they never put restraints on it. Like people, had all kind of strengths to the alcohol. They could do
you
anything
can
they
do whatever
wanted
you
to.
want. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's America.
but they didn't have that in the beginning. That's what they didn't want. They didn't want to have all kind of strengths. They wanted to try and keep it where people
Yeah.
were safe in drinking it, and only allow them 2 drinks and that kind of thing. They were trying to do that, but that didn't work. But it was funny in the '60s. Every time, if you watch any of the sitcoms, as soon as somebody comes in, they give them a drink, and they're smoking and stuff like that. It was just,
It was the times.
my mom would get so mad. She says, all they do is drink alcohol. They're going to make everybody want to drink alcohol. But I said, Mom, I don't think there's really alcohol in there. I think it's like they do tea. They put tea in there to make it look like they're drinking whiskey. And she went, well, how would you know that? And I said, I'm just thinking they might do that. Mom, don't get upset.
And there's some great movies in the '60s, by the way. I don't
Like
know.
what?
Like Lawrence of Arabia.
You thought Lawrence of Arabia was a good kid?
Yeah, that movie was pretty great. And I think The Magnificent Seven came out in the '60s.
Cowboy show?
And Bonnie and Clyde, and then
That was depressing.
I think Easy Rider came out in the '60s.
Yeah.
That movie was pretty good.
Well, they were all, like when Bonnie and Clyde came out, I think I'd heard so much about Bonnie and Clyde, and my grandparents had to deal with all that, and talk about. They were so mad that they got them so much attention and all, and they were going to rob these banks, and they shouldn't even put their name out there and all that. But it was so interesting. I loved their story. I loved that story, and it was so intriguing that these couple met, and she becomes a gangster with him, but the movie really was depressing to me. So I start working with Lone Star Community Radio, and one of my first guests comes in, and we talk about the history of the building he owns. And he said, well, that's where Bonnie and Clyde used to stay.
Yeah, the hotel.
When they come to town, that's where they stayed. And I went, wait, you mean the Bonnie and Clyde? And he goes, yeah, that's where they stayed there. And some people have even said they think they still hear him, or they have seen him in the hall in my building. And I went, come on. What's his name?
Rodney Poole.
Rodney, yes. We need to have Rodney on again. He's
walking around somewhere around here.
Wealth of information.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And all the stuff that he owned in Conroe. And in fact, the girl that does the walking tour of the ghost.
Oh, Montgomery, yeah.
Yeah. And I can't remember. I don't know if she knew that story, and she would take people by that, by his
Well, that was their big stink about that bridge. If you don't remember, there was a bridge over there by 2854.
Yes.
It's abandoned, but they were trying to prove that that's where they parked underneath and hid from the cops and stuff. But it was today I think they removed it because people were like, oh no, you got to keep it there. But it looked like debris.
Yeah.
Because the trains don't use it anymore. They built another bridge next to it, so it literally just looked like a rotted old bridge that was just hanging out. And they were afraid that if it flooded again, it would get washed down and hurt somebody.
Got it still has that measurement stick in there. If you see the water at this level,
get out.
You're
dead.
You're too late.
Yeah,
it's too late.
No, but no, that was.
your breath.
I don't know if you remember that bridge, but yeah, I know they removed it, but I don't know if they were trying to put it in a museum. Which clearly we got a Conroe museum, but they should put the bridge in here because it's got the.
They can remove the glass. I told you that's what they did. They removed the glass.
I'm glad you taught me that because that was one of those puzzles. I was like,
I said, Richard's really bothered by how y'all got that in here. And he said, yes, we just removed the glass. Sebastian, our new guy that works out there.
Yeah, Mr. Information, Conroe Information Desk.
Yeah, Conroe Information Desk. And you just have to ask him questions because you'll love his accent.
Yeah. Is he
Venezuelan?
He's Venezuelan? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, yeah.
And he looks like he needs to be a model. That's what I told him. You don't think that's weird?
Oh, okay. We got In the Heat of the Night. We have the producers. We have To Kill a Mockingbird. What's Afraid of a Virginia Woolf. Like, what are we? You don't think there's good movies?
To Kill a Mockingbird was done so well.
Yeah, there's good
That was
movies in
good.
the 60s.
And it was black and white. And
Psycho?
Huh?
Psycho?
Psycho,
Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Psycho
The
totally...
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Come on now.
No.
You don't like that movie? That movie's great.
Whistle the first part of it.
No, I'm not going to.
You can't whistle?
No.
Okay. When you get dentures, it's harder to whistle.
Do you have dentures?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ever hit my face.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you slap me from this side over here.
Is that how it works?
And then it won't bother them.
Okay.
Yes. I couldn't wait. I want all my
got
teeth
some great
pulled.
movies.
And get dentures. Oh, yeah. I don't think...
I think that's a fashion thing now, isn't it?
What?
People are getting all their teeth pulled.
Yeah, so they can put the...
like a full set of dentures in.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. It's kind of wild.
Clear choice. But they cement them in on clear choice. And if you get an infection or anything like that,
You're dead.
they have to bring all that out. But it's expensive. It was
I don't doubt
expensive
it. I
back
mean,
then.
it's something that you eat with.
Yeah.
So they got to make sure it's good. I mean, my sister had all those issues with her teeth because she got in that car wreck when she was 16 and didn't have her seatbelt on, so her head like boom into the dash, and she lost, I want to say, like half of her upper jaw and broke like every bone in her lower jaw. And so
And
they put it. It's like a hybrid system of dentures and retainers and.
Oh, okay.
Like everything was getting infected all the time, and
Yeah, see that.
I told her to stop licking the fence because I was like, I don't know why you're getting infected all the time. You must be licking rust, and but she didn't really appreciate that joke.
No, of course not.
But yeah, my favorite. I remember one time she had these like half dentures in,
Mm-hmm.
and she could do this sweet. You ever seen the movie Aliens? Like the sci-fi scary movie Alien.
Oh, Alien, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I know
when
what you're
the
talking
little
about.
mouth would come
Yeah.
out, she could like unhook the retainers and then like slowly put these teeth out and open it up. I was like, man, that's a talent right there.
that's great. Oh,
It was
she'd
so
be so
funny.
fun at parties.
Oh yeah, now she has a full denture set. Finally, they just committed to it. But this is also over 30 years ago, almost 40 years ago. So
Well, I think mine were like 14 or 16,000, and it was
But
like,
yeah.
and
pretty wild stuff.
you can
isn't
lose
it?
that one a day. So
Yeah, I know who you are, Cindy.
I can't wait to. I want to do that podcast for widows, so that I can tell that story and tell them, you think you got it bad? You think that $85 thing's going?
Well, if I remember telling you that Widows Club, they keep it very secretive.
Keep what secret?
Like when they like being part of it, because they don't want to have people have names. Because one of the high marks in the con world are widows
Yes.
and widowers.
Yeah.
And that's why I was trying to tell you, like, if they're on a show, you can't really talk about some stuff because it's
No, I wouldn't want them on a show. I'm talking about like a podcast, just
Why
to do
not?
a podcast and say, here's all the things you've got to watch out for and that you need to do and
Oh, yeah.
and be prepared for and that kind of thing. The preparation stuff of it. Because, I mean, people don't talk about widows as much. I mean, God said that the church is supposed to take care of the widows.
Yeah, they're full of crap, aren't they?
And so I'd wear that as a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know, that and say,
No, I mean, I guess it's also one of those things where, like, the village is supposed to take care of you, too.
mm-hmm,
But now you can't do anything in person. It's all online.
right,
So you don't even know if it's the right website.
true. No, you'd have to have this. This should be through a church that you go to and you've been going to and you know
Yeah.
people and you know where they live. They know where you live.
Yeah. I mean, my grandmother had that
She had that.
relationship with the church.
Uh-huh.
You know, they always check on her. And
See, that's great.
I did hear a funny story about her the other day. The pastor, or whatever you want to call, I don't know what the Presbyterians call him, but apparently she would always show up during COVID. and didn't care about the rules
She showed up when?
during COVID when they would like live broadcast it on. They didn't want anyone to come, and she would always just show up and she would just sit in the corner.
A lot of people at
Yeah.
Conroe would show up because they weren't going to have the government tell them they can't go to church, and all. And it made them so mad. They thought, this is Satan's work because he doesn't want us to go to church.
I like extremes. I always love it when people contribute the Satan word to whatever problem they're facing. This is Satan's work. I need to start implementing that in my problems.
See, but
I don't have enough change for that candy bar. This is Satan's work.
See, if a man's not married, then he needs Satan to blame stuff on. Because if
I mean, I think a man will blame anything on anybody, or I think people will do that in general.
See, Adam, I was telling Chad, I said, it's funny how men have really never changed in the over 3,000 years or whatever it is that when God had Adam and Eve in the garden, because there's Eve and she talks to Satan and she agrees that yes, she wants to be able to determine what's good and what's bad, and that she wants to have the same knowledge as God had. And so then she takes a bite of it, and Adam comes along and says, "What did you do? We're not supposed to eat of that." And she says, "Yes, but it was promised." So she gave him the.
We know the
apple.
stories.
Well, some people may have not know the story or have forgotten what the story was, but the inside of it is that he took the apple, he ate the apple. They got scared because they realized they were naked, and here comes God in the evening to visit them and see how they're doing.
The perv.
And he comes in and says, "What's going on?" And he totally tells. He blames it on Eve that she gave him the apple and made him eat of the apple. And
maybe she did. We don't know the full story.
Well, what Chad was saying, yeah, but what you don't know is that Adam already knew that. He knew that, they weren't supposed to eat of that, but he made her go eat it. And then when she did what he said she should do, then he took a bite of it. So it was really Adam's fault. It was really all his fault.
It sounds to me like it's God's fault because he made an apple with the knowledge of God.
Oh, it wasn't. They don't even know it was apple. It says fruit. This fruit of the tree. So we don't know.
But again, why would you make that? It's not like he ate off of it.
Is to test their obedience, their
that's wrong.
ability. He created them, and he gave them free will. He says, "Now, if I challenge that free will, are you going to obey or are you going to disobey?" So then they had to be kicked out of it. But it's all her fault, and it's her fault why it's painful to have babies.
You're still living in the past, aren't you?
No, it's
sounds like you are.
No, it's just every time that you have a baby, think about. If she just hadn't taken a bite of that apple.
What happens if we can grow them in a tube?
What?
You can grow the babies in tubes.
Yeah. I mean, how... If they could have... Maybe they weren't getting along, and God said, okay, now it's time for them to have a baby. That'll help them. He had all the animals to help, keep them from fighting and stuff. And
you think so?
And said, you guys, your job is to name all these animals, so... Let's get going. Come on, you got stuff to do, and Eve absolutely failed in that, and then got him to do it. But it just shows that men. That's how men are. They want to blame it on somebody else besides themselves when something happens.
That's fair.
It's true.
Well, I think everyone blames other people most of the time. Men and women.
It's a lack of accountability that
we know all this.
But it's been going on for ages. When are we going to learn the lesson not to do that?
I mean, it just depends on what the risk versus reward is.
See, you're so laid back. You just IDC it.
That's true. I don't really. I mean, especially if it's my fault. I'm like, what are they going to do? I'll take accountability for it. What's going to happen? What's the worst?
What's the worst?
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
There you go. Well,
like I remember when I guess like really what it comes down, I've never really been challenged in a sense of like where I have to take full responsibility. Where like I like if for example if I get in a car wreck, I've never been in that situation where I'm like, oh, I did it.
You didn't go out when the cop came out and said, "It's my fault."
Well, I've never really been in an accident. Like, knock on wood.
I
But yeah, it's
see.
one
I
of the-
see. The way I was brought up was like we were having this conversation about stealing. You know, what is really stealing, and how old. You know, if you're only like 8 years old and you take a pencil out of the store, is that considered stealing? Because Samantha did that one time, and she says, "Look what I got." And I said, "Where'd you get the money?" He says, I just took it." I went, That's stealing. Now you have to go back in there and you have to explain to them what you did and apologize." And it was just crushed her. I mean, that was like for her going to hell. They have to walk back in there and tell them what she did wrong. But there's no levels like lying. You know, is a lie is a lie is a lie, or is it
I
just?
remember, you'll love this. In high school, I tried smoking pot, and one of my friends at the time had a psychological breakdown. And he basically told the school, "Hey, I smoke pot with these people."
He didn't name you?
Oh, he named me.
Oh,
he
he
named
named
me
you?
and a couple other people.
Oh,
And I'll never forget, I get a phone call from his father, and he was just asking, like, basically he said the guy's name, and he's like, he's not doing good. He's in like a psychological 48-hour
Or-
watch.
oh,
We want to know, like, what would y'all smoke? What was it dipped in? Or, all these crazy drugs. And I'm sitting there going, great. The one time I try marijuana, it is laced with something that caused someone to go a little crazy. And I'm sitting there on the phone with the dad. I'm like, am I crazy? Did I go crazy? And it was the funniest. I like, for the first like hour after that phone call, I was like, what's going to happen? Like, am I crazy?
Richard, this explains so much.
Well, anyway, the next day at the school, we all get called in individually, and I just told them, like, yeah, I did it. And they were like, oh, okay. Because it wasn't on school properties. I was like, what's the big deal here?
You were not on school property.
No. And I was like, what's the big deal? I'm like, I'm sorry that guy had a reaction to it, but, like, I didn't. And he's like, well, you got to tell your parents when you get home. I'll give you 48 hours, and then I'll call your parents to make sure that you told them what you did. And I was like,
did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So I immediately went home, and I was like, I got to talk to you, Mom and Dad. And I told them. And they were so worried for this something else.
They were so worried about.
It was something else. They thought like I got someone pregnant or something like that. They're like, Richard, there's consequences to smoking marijuana, and the boundaries you need to set for yourself, and we don't want you hanging out with those kind of people. Blah blah. Blah. Same thing. Well, luckily for me, I grew up in a family of 5 brothers and sisters who are a lot older, and they've dealt with crazier stuff.
Yeah, true.
So they were like, "Oh, I'm glad it's just
they were
this."
prepared. Yeah.
And then,
oh man.
But I didn't get in any trouble at school. They didn't suspend me. I was like, I don't understand what this is going on. But I was like, yeah, I did it. Like right in front of the dean. I was like, yeah, okay.
Well, so the police never got involved.
No.
With it. Okay. Well,
But yeah, I mean, I think that was the last time I was like, yeah, I did it. Sorry.
Well, yeah, but didn't you feel better because you had told everybody and they still loved you and they kept you in the house and
Yeah,
they didn't kick you out or anything?
I didn't do anything stupid.
Right. That's good. But I don't see you being a follower. I think that you would not, just because everybody
I'll try
else
anything
started
once.
doing it. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I'll
Just
try
wanted to
anything
try.
once.
But didn't you had a allergic reaction?
Well, no, that's to the newer stuff that stuff you can buy in Texas.
Oh.
I can't touch that stuff because the oils, I don't know what it is, but it's bad.
But it was stronger.
I go through anaphylactic shock, and I'm like,
It was.
you have to give me an EpiPen or something to save my life. I ate like a head of a gummy bear, and I was sitting there watching Carole King and James Taylor play their live concert, and everyone's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I think I'm having a good time." It's like, "Well, your face is entirely blown up, and your hands are twice as big." And I was like, "What?"
And you didn't know the gummy bear had.
Well, I knew it had the THC stuff in it,
Mhm.
but I didn't know I was allergic to it until I started realizing I couldn't breathe. So that was fun.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh. And in a concert setting.
Well, no, I was watching a Blu-ray.
Oh, y'all weren't there at the concert.
No, I wanted to, do that and enjoy a concert.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was wild to me. But I've never had that kind of reaction ever.
But people tell me, because I'm a '60s person, but they had gone to concerts, and they said, "I love getting high. I love getting high." And I went, "You really love it?" And she said, "Yeah, but there's only one thing wrong with it. I don't remember anything about the concert." And I said,
I can see that.
Then why would you?
Like, what was your experience with raising being around your grandkids? Because I always wonder what they do in school now. Because growing up, they did like the whole DARE thing. Was it? I don't know what DARE even stood for. I don't even remember. But they would do little things that felt like they were just going through the motions without getting in trouble of telling us, like, don't do drugs. There you go. That's the end of the period. Don't do drugs.
Well, I mean,
today, I can't imagine what they try to tell people.
Well, they were told, just them, their friends said, "It's not going to do anything to you. This is just."
Because I imagine as a school, if I was in charge, my number one priority would be keeping drugs off the campus.
Well,
because you can't really control what the kids are doing.
That's right, and they're not, and they don't check their backpacks and that kind of thing.
So it's like that would be my number one thing.
But what they try to do is do it through the bathrooms, because they know that the kid goes to the bathroom.
They're doing something,
They're doing something wrong, and so.
But now you can just eat it.
Yeah.
So there's that takes away the whole process of you have to be in a secluded area and burn something.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can just eat everything. So no one would ever, because that's
because it's gummy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now it's you'd never know, and especially with the way people vape all the time, you never really know what they're vaping because it could be like the tobacco stuff or it could be marijuana or whatever. And then with the gummies, I told you how funny that kind of stuff is?
Yeah.
Because that's where they advertise towards men now with the ED medication,
right.
erectile dysfunction. It's
called mood.
Well, damn that, they're mints.
Mood.
They're advertised as mints. And I always wondered how often they get that mixed up. Like, oh, I need a mint. And they take a erectile dysfunction pill. But
this one,
but yeah,
commercial.
Same thing with gummy bears. That's what what scared me about that moment when I ate that, whatever it was. I just ate the head of a gummy bear, and I was like, imagine if I ate the whole thing.
Yeah, you may not.
Yeah, I may not.
Yeah. Oh, good grief.
Yeah, that's what's wild to me about that story. But then again, that's why I stay away from that stuff because I'm not. There's too many chances that aren't worth it. Like being high ain't worth it if that's what.
Well,
if I have an EpiPen on me, that's not fun.
And these come with EpiPens. But this one commercial, this guy is going, and I mean, he looks like you would not want to meet him in a like alley, in a dark alley.
Okay.
Back alley. You wouldn't want to see this guy. But he gets on there and goes, "This stuff right here will change your life. I do not go anywhere. I don't do anything without these gummies. And it's so easy. You just take it, and you're going to have a good time tonight." It never says what it's, what it's for, but you know what he's talking about. And I thought, why would you order something over the,
you never know,
over the internet with something like that?
Well, people do some crazy stuff, Cindy.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And they make a lot of money doing that bad stuff, selling the stuff. That's just amazing to me. It's like the guy that went up and shot up that school.
Was it a Catholic
school? The chapel.
School?
No, it was a chapel connected to a
school. There were
church
children.
School.
It was children. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just kids. And this one little boy, he comes out after and he goes, because they put a mic in front of his face. He's only like 10 years old, and he says, "Well, my friend got shot in the back because he jumped over me and didn't want me to get hit, but he got hit, and he's in the hospital now. I don't know what happened to him." You can tell this kid was in shock. I mean, they got him.
What do they end up resulting? Why the kid did that? Did they ever?
Well, it was a trans, and
okay, so it's going to be a whole mess.
That was the whole. Yeah.
Okay.
And he hated that he did that. That he got talked into doing, or made to feel like he needed it to do
again,
that.
I can't imagine raising kids.
He wanted to be a girl. Why in the world would you want to transition to be a girl? That just
He wants to be blamed for everything.
no, he wants to be able to blame everybody. But the thing about it is, I think this is the way I think what they ought to do before they have the operation. First of all, they need to be old enough to know they're going to have an operation instead of just being put under and start on drugs.
Well, anything with that kind of stuff, I guess alarming is just the medications, like just the intro to a medication. That's kind of scary for me for anything.
But I mean,
like I had asthma as a child, and I remember I had to do the inhaler, and I hated it because I never wanted to carry it on me. It was always something I forget, and it became like nailed into my head. It's like, you need to have this inhaler. You're gonna die.
Yeah, because you
and
can't breathe.
And then naturally, I got cured, like through I guess as my body grew, I didn't have asthma anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's the point of having this? What's going on?
Well,
but then again,
but I think I have a cure for trans.
No, you don't. We're not talking about that.
No, listen.
No.
No. This is for kids. Everybody. I mean, if you ask anybody walking down the street, say, do you think they should be able to have kids?
Well, some of those stories you read are kind of, it's so invasive, and you don't know the full story behind everything. That's why I was curious about this shooting. I was like, because they never really talk. They talk about the initial thing, but they never go do a follow up in like 5 months.
Well, his mom worked there.
Find?
His mom worked there.
Okay.
And he went to school. He went to school there, and he wanted to kill all Christians, all Catholics, all Jews, and
that happens all the time.
And that's what he wanted to.
We have
to rid
thousands of years of people wanting to do that.
Yeah, it's like that's
nothing new.
Yeah, come up with something else. But he did talk about his his experience and how he really
that's
really
unfortunate
made him mad.
What else? What else happened in the news, Cindy?
But wait, I've got to get this out. I just think if somebody wants to trans to a woman, there's certain processes they need to go through before they would bring a knife to the situation. Is they would have to have a period every month go through that.
You're still on. I remember. I know what you're talking about.
And if they could do that and still want to become a woman, then have at it. But I just think they have to go through something, because that's not fair. Is that we go through all this to be a woman, and then they can make.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't want to.
That's just.
I just want to challenge that one. But then again, I don't really care. I'm like, do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do.
He doesn't care. So, anyway, so you barbecued?
Yeah, I did.
Yesterday?
I did a lot of stuff. I mean, actually, I went to the airport to pick up my buddy, and that was a lot of fun. It took like 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah, they were stuck on the runway for 45 minutes.
Oh,
and then
no.
They had to wait for the luggage. And then the cell lot was full, which is ironic to me. I'm like, why is the cell lot full? Aren't people supposed to be coming and going? Because they're picking people up. You don't park your car there.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah. And so that kind of weirded me out. And then so I just did the loop. I timed myself. I was like, I wonder how fast I could do this loop.
Well, that's what I was. I was so happy that I watched some show, and it said, listen, let me tell you something. Everybody listen, is whenever you go to the airport and you got to pick somebody up, always go to the let them off place and pick them up there. And I went, that's brilliant, because they can go get their luggage and bring it up to those gates and get right into the car and not have to go through all those lines and stuff. And it worked. It was true. You pick them up where you let them off. Where you let people off.
Yeah.
Normally, just that's where you pick up the person.
Well, when they finally landed, it was smooth sailing. It wasn't a big deal.
I hate. It's just confused.
But we barbecued and we watched baseball. We cooked a lot. I cooked like every day.
Oh no, that's good.
And I did a bowling tournament.
You did
Yeah, we had a 2-day bowling tournament, and I bowled with Dallas, the owner of 300, so that was a lot of fun.
You bowled 300?
No, the center is called 300 Bowl.
Oh, I thought you were done. Oh, that's why it's called 300. I'm so stupid.
Yeah,
I thought
we
that
know.
was the address. It's like 300 West Dallas. Anyway,
But yeah, no, the tournament was great, and then
so I saw the pictures that you take.
yeah,
That's what y'all were doing? Y'all bowling.
then we made a bunch of delicious food, and it was great. And then we swam with family.
Oh, that's
that
so
was great.
great. Well, I am so happy for you. I'm glad y'all
Thank
had
you.
A different time, and you had time to relax and then do what you want to
But
do.
one thing I love about that kind of stuff, is you have an insight to this, is I have a fairly large family, and my brother reaches out and was like, "Hey, we have nothing going on this weekend. What are y'all doing?" And I go, "Well, I can cook. Well, I'm there. Whatever you want me to be, I'll be there." And then, so we're all hanging out, and then we start getting texts from the rest of the family. It's like, "Oh, you're not going to invite us?"
Oh.
And I go, "It's not my responsibility to invite anybody." But we're having fun. Are you having fun?
Oh man. Do y'all all but y'all all live in
We live relatively close.
Oh, you
but
do?
it's just funny. I was like, he's like, Ben's the one that just said they're not doing anything. I'm like, sorry you didn't join in. It's like not our fault that you don't read the text message line.
Yeah, you can't really hide a lot of that stuff because people
They get
they
mad.
Facebook you a picture
Oh
of
yeah.
being at the thing, and they were like, "Well, where's my invitation?" Man, there was no way that I had any energy to get up and have people.
But that's
over.
also the beauty of being single and no accountability to their behavior. I could do whatever I want.
Well,
No,
it's not good to be a widow and be able to do everything you want, but you can't because you're old, and so being old is, limits you for doing stuff.
what's that? You think that's because you didn't really take care of your body growing up? That's why you feel old?
No, I exercised. All I did was play sports. I exercised and all that, and worked at a gym, and was assistant
Yeah.
manager at a racquetball court place. So it was always about the body, about
Yeah.
I wanted to be.
Well, you're a vain
Fit.
person, so it makes total sense.
That has nothing to do with it. Don't ever look at my phone in the pictures.
No,
I'm just bored.
No, I already know.
I'm just
I think
bored.
one time I saw those.
All those pictures?
All the selfies you take, and I'm like, you could just turn on the camera and not take a picture if you're trying to look into a mirror. Like, you don't have to take a picture.
No, the reason I did that was I wanted to see the like what
If people don't know, I was
background
helping her with her phone, and I look at, for some reason, it was on her photos, and it was just, I'm talking, like,
miles and miles.
like hundreds of selfies.
Mm-hmm. It's boring. But I told you, they told me at the hospital whenever I after I had that operation, to be sure, and you need to take one selfie a day and look and see if you're and smile, and if your smile is starting to
Droop, yeah.
droop,
yeah.
then you have the other one. Okay, so I did it,
Yeah, right.
and it was fun. No, that's the truth. I'll get a doctor's note and tell you. When we
Yeah.
have my cardiologist on,
That'd be
he'll tell
great.
you.
I should.
He'll tell.
I bet you're the best patient.
I'll keep watch of my face.
I'm like the worst patient for doctors.
But you're the one that said we need to change the picture on the advertising.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, when are we gonna do that?
I'll just make it smaller.
Further away.
Yeah, make it just.
It's further away
Yeah.
to the camera. They've been right in front of from the camera. Okay, fine. I don't care. That's fine. I'm not. It's not. I'm vain. You think I'm vain? You think I'm vain? No. I don't think I'm vain.
Okay.
I think
you don't have to you don't have to defend yourself.
I don't think. But
I'm just saying, when I saw hundreds and hundreds of pictures of selfies,
that doesn't make me vain.
I'm like, all right, we get it.
I'm just trying to see if I like this hairstyle or if I like the different things.
You haven't changed your hairstyle in like 70 years.
Why would you say something like
Because
that?
it's true, isn't it?
I have been around since the 50s, so The 60s was a
Oh,
hairstyle.
you didn't have any hair when you were 4. That's right.
No, the 60s had their hairstyles. If you were a surfer, you were
That's true.
a cowboy.
Did
or
racquetball have a certain hairstyle? Because I think you told me you did
Yes.
pigtails, right?
I wore pigtails.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to have long hair, but I didn't want hair getting from my face or anything like that. So
That's where I wear a hat most of the time now.
I know.
Especially when I bowl, I have a bandana or a hat.
Yeah, but see, I was just so good at racquetball.
I believe
I
it.
didn't have to move around too much, and so the hair didn't matter. It was. I wish I had. I could play. You played racquetball, right?
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wish I could still play. I would love to play you and beat you so bad. That would.
We got to start walking first.
I can walk now.
I've seen you walk. I wouldn't call it walking. I would do like a light shovel, like shuffle, more of a shuffle.
I know, because I'm so afraid of falling down. I have been made to be so afraid I'm going to fall. I'm going to fall down.
Yeah, like you and my dad, I never understood where, like unfortunately you're getting older, but you refuse to have a cane or any type of help, like a service to help you. I always give my dad trash about that. I'm like, you're going to downtown Houston and you have a cane and you don't bring it, because if you're gonna go up at least 10 steps, and you're gonna need someone to support you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, well, I don't want to have a cane. It's too much to deal with."
No, remember I told you I went to Walmart because I wanted to get that tripod thing in the cane, and I took it and I said, ask if I could walk around with this. I just wanted to see if it'd be okay, and it's okay. So I walked around with it, but I kept leaving it. I kept leaving it down the aisle, and I'm looking through things, and I keep moving, and I turn around, and there it is, and so I have to go back and get it, and it was just
That's
like
amazing.
too much trouble.
Yeah. We'll just attach it to your hip, like have those people have the keys.
Yeah,
We'll just do that.
like you do.
Because I enjoyed having I had a cane for like 6 months.
Well,
And it was awesome. It was foldable. It had a little case, so I could just put it. It was awesome. And I like when I get out of the car, I just go whoosh, and I got it.
But did it make you want to talk with an English accent?
No, I liked it.
I said, "Hello, darling. Hi, it's so good to see you." I know because in the movies, all the guys would have walking canes, or it was an umbrella or something, and that was cool. But
not like you don't even have to walk with it. You can just have it, and when you're facing an area that you don't feel stable, just put it down. You can carry it like anything else, like your purse.
I think a walker is much more secure because
but the problem with the walker is if you're using that, you're going to be pushing other people that have to deal with you.
Why?
Because it's just wider than you, and you're just like when you go into an elevator, you're basically taking space up for 2 people because you have a walker.
Because I'm a handicapped person.
And I tell you to wait your turn. Like,
it's like,
full.
Could you go up by yourself? Thank you. Okay, we're gonna go. We'll send it back down to you. That's so mean. No, I know, but people. I think people are just amazing because if you have a cane or you're old, and then people will open the door for you, or they'll say "ma'am," and they just so.
Yeah, I know.
I hope
I've
you're having
been there.
a good day, and just like you are, your mom. Who taught you to be a gentleman? Your mom or your dad?
I mean, I think everybody did. Being
Or
grandparents.
or the first girl you dated said, "Hey, I'm gonna sit here till you come open the door."
No, they always tell me that the first girl I dated, she said I was too nice.
You were too nice.
Which is just another word for you weren't pretty.
Said, "I have a number you need to call."
Well, that's one thing I love about today's world. Is like no one likes being called ma'am. And I'm like, all right, tough luck. I'm gonna call you ma'am.
Oh no! All those gray-headed ladies that bowl there love you to call them ma'am. They love that.
Well, I know, but it's just like you call anyone ma'am now. They're like, oh, please don't call me that. I'm like, oh,
well,
too bad.
Maybe like, don't call me babe, or don't call me, hey, chickadee,
Cupcake. That's my favorite.
That's creepy.
You don't like cupcake?
No. I like cupcakes, but I don't.
Oh, that's what I'm
wanna
saying.
call
Most
them-
people like cupcakes. Like, what's
don't
going
wanna
on,
be called-
cupcake?
No, I don't want to be called a cupcake.
I remember calling somebody short stack, and they were short, and they thought I was making fun of their height. I was like, no, it's like flapjacks. They call them short stacks.
You were making fun of their height. No, you were. That was quick though. That was a good recovery. You're so bad. So who do we have coming on tomorrow?
Nobody.
No one.
I'm working on next week.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, we'll get some from the Toasted Yolk. I know you like that place.
Yeah.
But
No.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, and
Cowboy scramble all day. You take a big old nap after that, baby.
after the
It's called the Cowboy Scramble.
what is that?
Basically in a cast iron pan, and it's just everything that's bad for you for breakfast, and it's just in one pan. You got biscuits, you got eggs, you got gravy, you got.
Oh yes.
I mean, it's everything, but it's so big, and it's just put you to sleep.
Now where'd you get that? Or just
Toasted
something-
yolk.
Where?
The toasted yolk.
Oh, that's why you said have I ever?
Yeah.
Ever-
Do you not remember talking to me today?
I'm just telling you. I remember you texted
we
me. Have
go.
you ever been to Toasted Oak?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yolk.
I was talking to Elizabeth over
Not
there,
oak,
and
yolk.
yeah, it's a pretty good place.
It is, but it's been so long since I've been there. I thought maybe you had gotten the owner to come talk to
No.
us about it.
That's what I was going to. I've been talking to Elizabeth over there.
Okay, oh, good. Oh, that'd be great.
Trying to get the bus boy. I figured you need to go on a date. You need to go on a date with the bus boy. I think they'll perfect match.
That would be an interesting. Because he could wait on me.
Or we go to the Luby's cafeteria and get the guy who volunteers. That'd be a good date, right? I could see that. Where'd you meet him? Oh, he's volunteering at Walmart. He's a greeter. He works as a greeter.
That's what I just keep thinking. That's what you're going to be, Cindy, one day is a greeter. And I thought that since I was like 20 or something. And I always wanted to go up to say, how do you apply to be a greeter? And see what they say.
Yeah, they probably have. There's a lot of greeters at Walmart.
Yeah, but you know what? Then those guys started coming in and
But then you have to stand
up.
on your feet. And how long can you stand on your feet?
I can stand up now because that's healed.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, and
If you worked at Walmart, I would go over there and mess with you all the time. You know that, right?
you can you tell me where the
I would try to steal stuff all the time.
oh
And then blame it on
get
you.
in line?
I would-
I've heard.
I would blame you all the time.
It's
Like, she told me to do it. She said I could just get away with it as
I
long
was
as I gave her half of it.
Yeah, she's got this ring that she's working with,
Yeah.
and she smuggles them in and out of there, and it's great. I wondered about the people who do that, and they have best friends that are coming in there and going out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if you allow them to smuggle stuff out.
And that's why I hated Kroger, working at Kroger, because my friends would come in there and think they can get away with crap, and I'm like, no.
Well,
But then I learned you can just steal whatever from Kroger. They don't care.
that means they don't have to pick it up and take it back.
Oh, no,
out,
we used to
but-
have kids come in all the time and load up the cart full of beer and just walk out. Like, we're not allowed to touch them.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's silly, but then how do you prevent it? Because you don't give us headshots or something like, don't let these kids in.
Oh, but California came up with a real good idea. As long as they weren't stealing
know.
over $900 worth of stuff,
But
you
yeah,
don't talk
what
to
happened
them.
all the time was great. People just walk out with a big old cart of full beer.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
well. A lot of times, it's funny. An attitude of acting like
And you can watch them do it, too. That was the greatest part. You're, like, sitting there watching these kids. And I was a kid at the time, too. I'm like, oh, they're going to steal it. Watch this. And then after they put, like, the 5th case of beer in, you know they're off.
well, that's Sam always looked like 10 years older than his friends.
'Cause he
and
was.
So they always sent him in
Yeah.
to get the beer and stuff because they wouldn't question him being old
Yeah.
enough.
Well,
They
yeah,
wouldn't even ask for ID.
My uncle wanted me to be one of the narc kids because I looked young.
Uh-huh.
And they go, yeah, if they'd be an idiot to serve you. Be like, you're perfect.
Oh,
So
that would be
Yeah.
that'd be scary though.
I did try to buy beer one time.
You did?
It did not work.
And what they say? I mean, you handed them your ID and they
Oh
said,
yeah. They're like,
"Sorry."
Yeah. I was like 16 at the time. It was stupid. I was just trying to. I was like, let's just see what happens.
My friends would show me the ID that they had fixed themselves.
Yeah.
They cut out their own little picture and they go, "I'm gonna go get beer." And I went, "No,
Good luck.
you know your face. That picture's gonna fall off before you get there." Okay,
But then I got smart though later in life.
you did.
Yeah. Well, it's basically got my friend I worked with Kroger to buy it, so that was easy. I
Oh.
didn't have to do anything.
Oh, there you go. now you can order. They'll bring it right to
Basically,
your
it was
door.
just, it
Now
basically was like DoorDash.
that's what I was gonna say. They
I was like, we were cool enough with everybody, and I worked in the meat department. He was like, "Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm already going to I'm gonna get some beer. You want some?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, okay." But
and
I want to say that's why my buddy and I worked there for so long, just so we wouldn't lose that relationship.
well.
So, but we got to get going. We got to get going.
Okay, well, this what's scary is that they order you over the phone, and they will deliver it and put it on your porch, and then you come and get it
Yeah.
when you want it. So nobody's checking your ID or anything.
Oh, I don't know how it works today. I don't.
Okay, just ask me. I'll help you. I'll help you order.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay, great.
All right.
Do I have to bring you some food? Okay. All right. Anyway, first responders, we love you and we appreciate you, and pray for our military and the people that have the horrible thing that happened with the church and the kids that were shot, and some are still in the hospital. But everybody, please call somebody you love. They'll be excited. They'll be happy. All right. See you tomorrow.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran's show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their